This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis, Ferreira, Kristen Jordan, and Margaret. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Jeffrey Anderson, Leon, and Caitlin White to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 7 and 8 of Crossroads of Twilight.
Yeah, chapter 7 is Blacksmith's Puzzle, and chapter 8 is Whirlpools of Color.
Not to be confused with Fan of Colors.
Yeah, it's different, and Perrin has no time for this.
It is not different. It's exactly the same.
Yeah. I mean, some things happen. We're, like, getting real close.
You know, I have to say, when I saw the Whirlpools of Color title, I was like, ooh, this is what I've kind of been waiting for. Because when I started reading these two chapters, after we stopped recording last time, I started thinking to myself, did we even get a single mention of weird channeling? You know?
Yeah.
We were with Matt,
we got all that
mention of it, and then I was like, we haven't really got a timestamp on that yet.
Yeah.
And so I was waiting for it. And
it's a big world event.
Yeah, and then the chapter's called Whirlpools of Color, and I was like, ooh, I bet this is it. And then it goes on and on and on and on, and I was like, when are we going to get to the fireworks factory? Because it took so long to get to the interesting event. And then, you're right, Perrin says, I got no time for this.
Yeah, not at all. He's having none of it from anybody, too. But, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see the implications in this chapter, too, because we get, like, the before the cleansing with how everyone still reacts to the Ashaman, for example, with the Aes Sedai. Right. So we get lots of little tidbits there. So I guess we'll have to see how this all plays out, because this is, like, the event happening. Like, this is the start of the cleansing.
Right. Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, it's the very beginning of it. They're like, oh my goodness, what's even going on right now? But yeah, do you have something for us?
I do, and it's because at the very end, we get a little tidbit where there are a system of windmills and aqueducts around this town. So I had to look up some information on aqueducts.
Are they water wheels?
Well, no.
I don't think they're windmills. I think they're water wheels.
Okay, well, here's the thing. They're described as windmills, and they very well might be.
Okay.
They might be, because I looked up a little bit about aqueducts, and windmills are actually one of the oldest methods of harnessing wind energy to pump water, and aqueducts, you pump water and use gravity, basically, to bring water from other places.
The whole time I was just picturing water wheels.
Yeah.
Which are windmills that, like, push water.
And here's the thing. I had limited amount of time to educate myself on how aqueducts and windmills and wind energy and all that.
You didn't go get a degree?
No.
Okay.
But here's some fun facts about aqueducts.
Okay.
So first off, it's a pipe or a passage used for carrying water over distances. So one of the most famous descriptions of the Roman aqueducts are pretty much identical to what RJ paints in this picture. So the rows of arches, like a long, narrow bridge, that's quite literally what a lot of the traditional or like most famous Roman aqueducts look like. So what it is, it's the arch to bring it, and then there's like pipes on top typically. So the arches are just like a method of making sure the angles for gravity and the natural contours of land, so the water is flowing downhill.
Okay.
So that's the basic premise there. Now, there are earlier civilizations like Egypt and India that built aqueducts, but the Romans basically improved the structures and then made a huge, extensive, complex network across their territories. And they were built in Rome over a period of 500 years, from about 312 BCE to about 226 CE. And the interesting part is Rome had about 11 aqueduct systems supplying fresh water from as far as 92 kilometers or 57 miles away. And some still function today and provide modern day Rome with water.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. And then apparently, and this is pretty crazy, at its height, the Roman aqueduct system supplied each person of the population with more than 1,000 liters or 265 gallons of water per day, which is more than what most modern water systems can actually sustain either.
Ah,
yeah,
very cool.
So pretty crazy. And then the windmills thing used to, and I'm not exactly sure how, but they are used to help pump water.
Probably not water wheels.
Things spin, and then probably gears spin, and then more things spin, and then that pumps the water.
Sure it does.
Via wizards, I guess. So that's there we go. That's as far as I got.
It's science.
But it looks like RJ knew what he was talking about.
Oh, for sure.
Windmills and aqueducts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, last time we were here, we learned that it had been 22 days since the Fail and crew capture.
Yep.
And since that happened pretty much at the beginning of Winter's Heart, and we know that this happens on the day of the cleansing, which is like the last day of Winter's Heart, we could say that Winter's Heart spanned pretty much 22 days.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
So
it's a good timestamp, too.
There you go, for timestamp.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
I love a good timestamp.
Well, and it's really funny, and you did some good math there, but like, from about book 7, which spanned over a week, and then Path of Daggers wasn't that long either, from what we could tell. Yeah. And then, like, it's been like a month, maybe. It's not a lot of time.
Wells, not
it's
much.
crazy. So, really compressing the time frame, the time scale, whatever you want to call it, the timeline, I guess.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, last time we were here, though, we did a whole bunch of catching up with Perrin. And we kind of learned some stuff that he's up to.
Yeah, chasing, doing a bad job chasing, and now trying to fix the bad job of chasing.
And also Darkhounds.
And Darkhounds. And today's the day that he gets information about the whereabouts of Fail.
Right, and that's kind of where we're going to land.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, let's do it.
And we're going to make it so fun and interesting. I can't wait.
I'm excited, yeah.
I can't wait. I'm trying so hard.
No, it's good. It's like stuff happens. We're going to get there. It's fine.
Some stuff does happen, for sure.
Yeah.
Do we have a lot of unnecessary exposition?
Maybe.
100%.
Maybe. It's the beginning of a book, though, and that's expected.
That's necessary, and no matter what, we're in a Perrin perspective, so you could be in the most exciting book in the whole world.
And it's fun. I say like we're at the beginning of a book, but we're something like 200 pages deep. Like, we're pretty,
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go.
Okay. So, Chapter 7, Blacksmith's Puzzle. And the chapter symbol is the 2 ravens.
Yeah, interesting.
Which had me thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's usually for maybe like spies of the Dark Ones.
Possibly.
Dark One, not plural. Just Dark One. He's just one. But Darkhounds could be spies.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like, it is revolving around, like, Shadow Spawn.
Yeah, and most of this is to do with the Darkhound stuff.
Yeah.
That happens this chapter.
We should have got a new symbol, like paw print or something. Like an evil paw print.
Evil paw print. Yeah. Angry.
Sure.
With claws.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll draw that one next.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to enter in our Perrin perspective, picking up from where we left off, like exactly last time. We're still standing here. Perrin still has his picnic basket.
Full of chicken or whatever, hen.
And a secret note.
A secret note, yeah.
Which we'll talk about.
Okay.
He just, like, flails on the ground in his haste to get to Elias later.
Yeah. Which is probably why Barrelane picked up the basket.
Well,
He's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, frick, hey?
Okay. Anyways.
Okay, so Perrin has just told Barrelane and her whole crew that Darkhounds are around, and everyone's focused on these paw prints now, and everyone has a bit of a different reaction to these Darkhound prints.
Aram's all smug, too, because nobody believed him before, and now it's like, ha ha ha, I was right. But it's like, it's only because Perrin, like, told you, not because you knew anything, but
That's true.
But yeah, these reactions are pretty priceless. I mean,
you want to talk about every different one's reaction?
Well, I mean, okay, you got Barrelane, who's hiding all emotion. I love her maid's reaction, though. She screams and flails around and almost falls off her horse. It's pretty great.
Didn't even notice that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay.
Well, and the wise ones are, like, looking at each other.
Anything else interesting I missed?
The Aes Sedai are looking for permission. The soldiers are all a little bit, like, smelly of fear, according to Perrin.
Of course,
so, that's, it is what it is. There you go.
Well, and then we have Glenn, who is the captain of the Mayenners.
Yeah, the one-eyed captain guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
he senses that his soldiers are troubled, so he tries to give them a bit of a morale boost.
Yeah, we get another superstition about Darkhounds.
Oh, sprinkle salt
Sprinkle salt in them. And that's actually a play off of the last fun fact, because salt is actually used in a lot of the superstition stuff.
I was going to say, circle of salt.
Yeah, typically, like it's said, to keep out or keep in devils and demons. You can do it. It's pretty important.
Cross the salt line.
Yeah, which apparently it's a bunch of crap, according to the Aes Sedai here. So Missouri's like, nope, salt's not going to do anything. Sorry.
Right.
Which is probably not what you should tell these moderately superstitious people. It's not going to make them feel that good.
Be like, here's some salt.
Yeah, it's going to be
Carry it with
great.
you.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
In your pocket.
Also, please don't try to throw salt at the Darkhounds if they're attacking you.
Yeah, I
mean, get it in their ears.
That's a good point. I'll concede that.
But
tell them the truth, because otherwise they're going to be throwing salt on dogs.
Okay, so Galen also wants Berylane to alter their plans.
Yeah,
he really wants to get out of here. He's
which is
sick
fair.
Of this.
Well, his job is to protect her.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, this really sucks, and now there's dark. Like, maybe we should just leave. I don't know."
Yeah, and then Perrin gets angry and thinks the man would abandon Baia.
It's like, yes, yeah. He has no connection to her.
He doesn't give a shit.
Not at all. Like 0%, man.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
Mm-hmm. Pretty terrible.
Perrin's terrible. Galen's just doing his job.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. This reminds me of really anxious Perrin when they were coming back from Dumais Wells.
Oh, yeah, okay.
To get to Cairhien.
Yeah.
To see if Fael was even still alive.
He was mad at Rand for not
caring more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rand had his own problems.
It's like, hey, man.
Hey.
You know who cares more about your wife than you do?
Nobody.
Nobody
else.
You're the maximum caring.
Yeah.
Maybe
her parents.
Maybe the parents.
Maybe. Okay, but Berylane quickly says no to the change of plans, and then she raises her voice and gets super dramatic and says, I intend to see Lady Fael rescued if we must fight our way through 1,000 Darkhounds and Trollocs.
Yeah!
And everyone's like, okay.
Hooray, let's do it.
All right. Now, during all of this is my favorite thing.
Okay.
Because Masuri is on the ground waving her hands above the paw prints.
According to Perrin, yeah.
Doing some sort of channeling.
Yep.
And now she's done because she has some information.
Right.
But not before we get my favorite Brown Aja technique.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really sure at this point that no Browns are actually this dreamy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm 100% convinced that this is something that Browns learn in their Brown Tower room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is a tactic that you can employ and it works.
If you need to think about what you need to say for a little longer, just pretend to zone out.
Yeah.
Be super spacey. The more ink you can smudge on your face, the better.
Yeah.
So this faux dreamy brown technique is my favorite new thing.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
It's very funny.
I'm 100% there with you because every Brown does it.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Right. I know exactly right. So anyway, Masuri gets permission from the Wise One to speak, and then goes on a bit of a story time.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of important information.
And my notes just say, why the flip?
Well,
does Masuri
know so much?
Have this knowledge?
Are you suspicious?
Super suspicious.
But why would she be divulging all of it if she? Because I assume the implication you're saying is she's maybe a dark friend. Is that what you're going for?
Did she swear to Rand?
Yeah.
Did Varen get to her at any point?
We don't know, but I don't think so.
No, that was only
Yeah, because she was part of the Camelin embassy, so. It wasn't the same as the Dumais Wells ones. Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
I'm just trying to understand why at this point she would share as much information as she is, because that even doesn't seem very.
It's a lot. It's a lot of information. So I'm gonna just highlight a couple of things.
Go ahead.
So she opens by saying she studied Darkhounds over the years just a little bit. Okay. And then, as a callback, when Perrin is talking with Elias, and he talks about the fact that she, ran into a couple of, 7 packs or whatever, Elias specifically says, she would have to, get around a lot to ever come in contact with that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Masuri, at the beginning here, where she's like, I studied a little bit, I dabbled. It's you didn't dabble. Like, this seems to be your major. Like, this is what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit crazy. So
getting her PhD in Darkhound.
Darkhound studies,
Darkhoundery.
So she's crossed the paths of 7 packs, 5 of them twice, and 2 of them 3 times.
Like, very specific information.
That's a lot. What, that's like 16... Encounters? That's a crazy amount of Darkhound encounters, it seems. Like, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. And then apparently some ancient writers, we get some lore. Some ancient writers say that there's only 7 packs and she's encountered 7, but some say there's 9 or 13 or some other like special number that might have some significance.
Oh, I interpreted that as every pack has to have 7, 9, or 13 Darkhounds.
Okay, no, not at all. So like packs. And during the Trolloc Wars, there was a sister who wrote about, like, oh, there's 100 packs of the Shadows Hounds that hunt, so maybe there's 100 packs of Darkhounds.
Oh,
and then earlier than that, it was written like, oh, there's just a crap ton. There's like so many, probably, nobody knows. But the thing is, Masuri has run into 7, so right now she's working on the assumption that there are only 7 packs because she's only ever encountered 7 different packs. But now, this one that they encounter, because each pack has like a unique sense to it, she can say with certainty that she's never encountered this one before, so now she knows that there's more than 7, so it might be 9 packs, it might be 13, it might be 100, who knows. Anyways, the fact is, there's different packs and they all have a unique sense to them. Now, she does note it's extremely rare for Darkhounds to be this far south, and it's even more rare that there's so many because most packs only have 10 to 12 Darkhounds. Okay. That's usually the limit. But this one, there's probably as many as 50.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
It's a friggin' huge pack. It's gigantic. But there's also a feeling of urgency around the Darkhound sense. So she's doing the hand waving.
I just had a thought.
Okay. Do you want to say it now?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, hold on. I'm going to compose myself, and then later, when we hear Elias and his thing, I have a new thing.
Awesome. Okay. So, with the feeling of urgency about Darkhound trails, the reason typically why is because they don't hunt for no reason. Darkhounds hunt for a very specific reason, so the feeling is usually like impatience with this one specifically because apparently they've
been hunting for a long time.
They've been hunting and they haven't found the thing they're hunting for. That's kind of their thing. Is it
Rand? Maybe?
We don't know.
No, I know. I know.
Okay, yeah. Well, like, we don't get an answer here.
Everything I say is always a prediction.
So, yeah.
Hello. Welcome to the podcast.
Sometimes it's like, actually, we do know that, and you should know that because you should remember it. Right. That's like half of the things too. Like, I've never met this person before, and it's like, that's actually a very important person we met a bunch of times.
Oh, right, that does happen.
That happens a lot. It might happen in this chapter too. I'll see if it pops up. And then she does note Salt does not hurt the Darkhounds. But then the last part is that the fact is that they do hunt with a purpose, and it's always important to the Shadow, even if you can't tell why it's important. It's always going to be someone important.
Well, yeah, duh.
Or something.
Okay.
So yeah. So and then she ends by saying, so they're definitely not hunting you, Perrin. And she doesn't exactly make eye contact, but she's like, hey, if they wanted to kill you, they would come on in.
Yeah.
And since they didn't, it's not you, it's something else. So they probably won't return because they're on a hunt. So they're not going to come back this way because they're not hunting us.
They already did the circle of our camp.
They did the circle, they're gone.
What they're looking for is in here.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's like the safety net for us is that like the Darkhounds were here, but they're gone now.
Yeah. So is it Rand or... No, just kidding.
Yeah.
It might be Rand.
I mean, it could be.
Because all the Forsaken are looking for him right now.
He's
on the lamb.
Yeah. And, wolves and lambs, it's a thing.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, so during all of this, though, Perrin catches the sound of some Two Rivers bird calls.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss if I didn't giggle.
Oh, yeah, the blue tits.
At blue tits. Yeah. Because it's very funny.
It's great.
And I also want to show you something because I recently had some random ads pop up in my social media.
Okay.
And it's of these bird pun coasters.
Oh my goodness.
Because there's lots of different birds that have kind of funny, dirty names.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. Bird names are just ridiculous.
Here are the tits, the peckers, the cocks,
the boobies, the hooters, the shags.
That's right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, those are so good. You know what? That's good advertising right there.
Right, I know. Yeah. It like pops up. It's like, hey, do you want to buy these?
Yes, I do.
Kind of. These are kind of very funny.
Yeah.
I like these, especially the boobies. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, it gets me every time.
I think a blue-footed boobie, maybe?
Yeah, that's on there.
Okay, yeah. It's like great.
It's like, yeah. So the tits does have a blue tit.
I love it.
On there.
Okay, that's really funny.
Which is quite yellow.
All right.
Actually.
And apparently, that's the warning sign.
That's the sound. Now, it just goes back to, man, you gotta know your bird tweets.
Oh, seriously, yeah. You gotta know. You gotta know the things.
You gotta know.
Otherwise, there's gonna be danger, and you're not gonna be ready for it.
And you gotta be like someone who can make bird calls so specifically that other people who also know specific bird calls can understand what you're doing.
Yeah, the one I'm best at recognizing...
This system is wild.
Duck quacking.
Quack, quack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Next time... I know... CoT. That one is my favorite.
What bird is that?
A crow?
I don't know.
CoT.
Is it?
Know?
That was more like a CoT.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're just making up bird sounds now. Anyways, okay.
Well, I feel like we've done this before.
Maybe. It's all...
What other bird call do you know? We've definitely done this before. It's ringing a bell. Okay. Back to the very interesting bird calls.
Right. Well, the bird calls aren't what's important.
Masema's coming.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Masema, someone's on his way. There's a lot of them, and they're probably not friendly because it's Masema. And it's not just Masema. It's like a couple hundred of his cronies.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 to 3 times more than usual. I think we get a little bit of a note later on. So.
Yes. Okay. So Perrin tells everybody Masema's coming, and the Mayenners all mount up because they're all aware that Masema might try to murder Berylane.
Because of the note that's in the basket right now.
Uh-huh. Which Masema knows about.
He probably does. And everyone was like, you should be aware. And Perrin was like, hey, you should probably have some guards. And also, she sent her others, the thief catchers, back to Masema's camp, and they just haven't returned.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, and now he's on his way here. So this is all it's not good.
It's not great.
It's not great. It's not great.
No. So Berylane says, I will not run from him. We'll wait for him here.
Terrible
So there's
idea.
a bit of a scramble for everyone to get formed up properly in the middle of this forest.
Well, and Galen's like, this is terrible, but it's like, I also want to protect you, but then Berylane won't even let them like form a wall between her and Masema.
No.
It's not good.
No.
Oh, and then Galen sends a rider back to camp like pronto. So that's why the reinforcements come in a little while.
That's right. Also, Anura and the Aes Sedai / Wise Ones group have a private little conversation that Perrin, like, sidles up to.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
what you guys talking
hey,
about?
What are you guys planning?
Yeah.
And then they say, we plan to see you safely back to camp, you and Berylane. We plan to see as many people survive today as possible. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's okay with me if your plan is
snarky.
to also kill Masema right now.
Well, that's the thing, because that's what Perrin thinks, because half of the Wise Ones and Aes Sedai's plans are, let's murder Masema.
We should just murder him.
We should do it, and if he's here and
Although,
we're channelers...
Last time we talked about how there would be repercussions.
I know, and I don't care, because I don't have to deal with the repercussions.
Perrin would. I don't want to have to deal with Perrin dealing with the repercussions. Don't put that on me.
And I don't want to deal with you having to deal with Perrin, having to deal with the repercussions of the Wise Ones killing Masema.
That's right. So Perrin is a super stubborn guy, and he's like, don't do anything unless I tell you. And they're like, yeah, right.
Okay, don't do it. Don't.
Well, no, one laughs like it's a funny joke.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they're like, yeah, right, Perrin, as if you can tell us what to do. Get out of here.
Well, and Perrin does some, like, thinking about, maybe they're, like, planning some channeling, and maybe they're linked. But also...
Perrin, what the hell do you know about any of that?
Besides nothing.
Literally nothing.
I would put my money on the fact that they're not linked, because there's no reason for them to be linked at this point.
Yeah. Unless Masema can channel...
Yeah, there's no channelers they have to overcome, and
Yeah.
it'd be more efficient for them to, like, do separate weaves probably at this point, so...
Yeah, but, like, again, what does Perrin know?
Yeah, maybe they're
Nothing.
linking. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Alright, so, there's some time before Masema and his group get here, and this is the beginning of all the waiting that we're going to do these next two chapters?
There's a fair amount. There's a fair amount of waiting. Pages of it.
So Perrin does some thinking.
Yep. It's not good thinking.
No. Instead of actually having maybe conversations with people.
Yeah.
Or figuring some stuff out, he just sits there and thinks.
Yeah. I will point out that I think roughly 80 times in these 2 chapters, Perrin thinks about the fact that he's letting his fear of what is going to happen to Fail, like, almost cloud his judgment. But I also want to point out that he is not sleeping and not eating.
Well,
and your brain doesn't work well.
It's funny because several times it's also alluded to that he's so tired.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that he was just asleep for quite a while and he was, like, mad that no one woke him up and he slept.
Like, quite a while compared to what Perrin thinks he should be
like
sleeping.
In the snow under a cart?
Which is nun sleep. He wants nun sleep because how can you sleep at a time like this? And also, how can you eat at a time like this? And if you don't sleep and you don't eat...
Well, to be fair...
your brain doesn't work.
He did just get some sleep, and he also did just get some food.
That's true. Why is he complaining?
Right now should be the best he's felt in a long time.
Good point. Okay. You got it. You got me.
He also could just sit there eating the rest of the chicken or whatever's in his basket.
He could.
It's a bucket of KFC.
That's so great. You can't get that in the middle of the forest.
All right. So Perrin's just thinking about how he doesn't really want to confront Masema right now, but he doesn't want to run from him. So it's like, I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And then eventually Perrin hears the sounds of people coming through the forest. And this time it's like...
a lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot. And that's a bad sign because of the fact that he usually travels with about 100, and now it's 2 to 3 times that. And why is he coming here? Because the whole barrel lane, the note thing. Like, it's not a good situation.
No.
Very
suspicious.
So
they all stop about 80 paces away from Perrin, and everyone just sort of sits in silence for a bit until Masema rides up with 2 men who are pretty decked out in quite a bit of weaponry.
Well, all of them are, and these are 2 shy and Arn guys we don't actually know, but...
yeah. I was wondering if we knew them.
No, we don't really know them. Did you note Aram's smell?
Excited. Always.
Yeah.
If there's a possibility for fighting, Aram's excited.
Yes.
Which is why we're wary of Aram at this point.
Okay.
His mental health isn't great.
No. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. That's all I have to say about that. So, once Masema gets close enough to Perrin, he stops, and there's this big description of him, and then Perrin can smell the pure insanity on him. And Masema ignores the wise ones in the Aes Sedai, and looks at Perrin and says, "You're taking a picnic?"
Yeah.
Looking at his basket.
Yeah, and barrel lane. So, Masema does a thing, and I want to ask you if you think it's, like, intentional, because Perrin takes offense to the things that Masema says.
Yes.
Because Masema is like, hey, are you taking a picnic? And looking at Perrin and then barrel lane, like, hey, that's not your wife. And there's a little comment that he makes later on, too, where it's like, oh... your wife, you're concerned about her because, like, barrel lane.
I see that you're with barrel lane.
Yeah. Or is Masema just, like, friggin' crazy?
Well, I do think...
and not aware.
I think that he's crazy, but I also think he's aware.
Okay, yeah.
I think it can be both.
Yeah. Because, like, he could be doing a thing where he's not even aware of what he's saying or how
he's for sure
words
aware.
affect Perrin.
He's exactly aware. He knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can be crazy and you can be a jerk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both those things can be true.
All right.
And I think... I don't know, actually, now that I'm saying it.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, I think that he knows the notes in the basket. But, like, how would he ever know something like that unless he has spies?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not knowing the notes in the basket. Because that's a very
specific thing to know. But it just seems like, what's in that basket?
What is it? Is it a note?
Are you having a picnic?
Is there grease stains on that note?
Your picnic basket.
Yeah, that seems like a crazy thing to know, but he could know, like, barrel lane took the note, and that Perrin probably knows about it now.
I think that's like an RJ-ism trying to get us to be like, does Masema know about that note?
That's a lovely picnic basket.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Perrin has to push out his rage and says, there were darkhounds in the night and they're gone now, but Masema doesn't even care because he only smells crazy. And then he responds by saying, the shadow can be found everywhere.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He says a lot of crazy things, too.
Yeah.
Like, his little ranting, it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense.
No. No.
Yeah.
But Perrin's trying to figure out if there were secret meetings with Masuri and...
Yeah.
Because they're like kind of... Masema and Masuri are talking right now.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to... I don't know. He's trying to gauge... Oh, is there anything between the secret looks, you know?
Well, and there's also the question that Perrin has is... were the Aes Sedai working on behalf of the Wise Ones? Like, did they get permission from the Wise Ones to meet? Or are the Aes Sedai actually trying to... like, hide the fact that they had these secret meetings with Masema to not just Perrin, but also the Wise Ones.
You know what I'm starting to feel, actually?
What?
That the Cha-Fail, what they saw, maybe wasn't exactly what they saw.
It was wrong. It was just wrong information.
Yeah.
Aes Sedai aren't. Yeah.
Not meeting with Masema, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe they're at Masema's camp. Maybe they're doing their own sleuthing.
Maybe.
And trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
And maybe it appeared like they were meeting with Masema.
You're saying that Cha-Fail could be wrong about something?
Yeah, I really actually am thinking more along those
I don't
lines.
know, that sounds pretty crazy. They're pretty much right about everything always.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not really, but like...
Yeah.
I can see it both ways.
Yeah.
I can see why the Aes Sedai would want to meet with Masema if they want to start, you know, sussing the situation out. But I could also see how them sussing around, like, sneaking around the camp
looks like a
could
secret
look
meeting.
like a secret meeting.
And then Cha-Fail is like, oh, this is what I thought I saw.
And the problem is that Perrin, as the unreliable narrator...
Yeah.
is 100% believing that this is something that's for fact and true.
Yeah.
But it might not be.
But, like, why is he believing this? Because he doesn't even like them.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that great of a relationship with them.
Sleep and food.
Sleeping and food. Yep. Yeah. Those are things your brain needs.
Those are things, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways.
So we get a pretty long conversation between these groups because Masema tells Perrin that his men found a town called So Harbor about a day in the opposite directions that has food and tons of supplies that Perrin could use pretty badly at this point.
You did the thing in your brain that my brain always does too. It's not So Harbor. There's no R.
What did I say?
So Harbor.
So Habor.
Yeah.
Habor.
Yeah.
Not Harbor.
Yeah, it's not a harbor.
Oh.
My brain is, I literally can't change it.
Yeah, it's written without an R.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My brain does it. I can't fix it. It's not harbor.
Habor.
Habor.
So Habor.
There you go. It's like, what is that, Boston? I don't know.
Okay, well, anyway, this town has a bunch of wonderful things for us, so let's go.
With supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think it exists.
Oh, interesting. Because there's a whole conversation about, like, this town has a bunch of stuff because they were going to save their stuff to sell over winter.
Very detailed reason as to why these people have so much stuff.
And you should totally go and get it because they'll probably sell it for cheap now. You should
go.
Yeah.
Well, because
Perrin smells a trap.
Well, for sure. Because even if this place does exist and there's, like, loads and loads and loads of grain.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Sure.
Perrin is like, every time Masema has come across, especially with the beef and the salt fish and stuff.
Yeah.
He takes that shit for himself.
For sure.
So, what's different about this now, other than the fact that Perrin is like, we're this close to finding Fail. Yeah. And when we find Fail, we're going to find Rand. And clearly, Masema, from the start, has not wanted to meet Rand. So, let's say for a minute that this place does exist.
Sure.
And it's less nefarious than, like, murder plots.
Sure. Like, Masema can't just be being a good guy right now? You don't buy it?
Yeah, not for me.
Okay, all right.
Although, I would read that book. Where
you don't trust
where
anybody.
Masema turns out to be the hero?
Yeah, he was just trying to help all along.
I would love that, actually.
He's like,
would be hilarious.
Let's go save Fael. You're going to need food before we do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I would really actually think that's hilarious. Not the case here, though.
Yeah.
So, it's either super nefarious and this place, like, doesn't even exist.
Okay.
Or it exists and we're saving it for Perrin because we want him to go a day in the wrong direction
it's like
so that
tactics.
he can do something else.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, because that'd probably kill like a couple of days.
Yeah, but Perrin doesn't fall for it. He says, maybe we can visit after my wife is free.
Yeah.
And then this is when Masema does the your wife and then looks at Berlane and that enrages Perrin, but he keeps his cool and he says, yeah, freeing her comes first.
All right, let's do it.
So at this point, there's reinforcements coming from Perrin's camp, and there's a whole lot of lances and Two Rivers archers, and Perrin is even more worried about this turning into a battle, and he also hopes, he has a side thought, that he hopes there's enough soldiers back at his camp to defend it if this is some kind of ploy.
Yeah.
And Masema's other soldiers are now going to attack Perrin's camp.
Yeah, because, like, don't forget, Masema is, like, a hardened Cheyenne veteran. He knows how to fight, and he understands battle tactics. So, like, he might be crazy, but he still understands warfare. And if he's luring them here so he can just, like, rampage and ransack Perrin's camp, that would be bad.
Yeah, he could do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good thing that's not a thing that apparently, like, we go back to the camp in a couple minutes here,
Oh, right.
So, like, no.
No. But if Masema wanted to,
worried.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities here.
For sure. Sure.
So now Masema takes time to look around at all his soldiers, and he's like, what is done to serve the light must be done. Everything else is garbage.
Yeah. And I will note, there's like a little side plot that happens in this entire encounter, and there's just a couple of paragraphs about it, but they were all galloping in, like all of Masema's crazy guys were galloping through the snow, and back last episode, Perrin did a quick gallop and then felt bad about doing that to Stepper because it's dangerous in the snow, because you can't see where you're going.
And we know that bad guys are mean to horses.
Exactly. So
we learned that from the White Cloaks.
Exactly. If you're mean to horses, you're evil, for sure. Mm-hmm. So then all of Masema's guys are galloping, and then one dude just, like, goes down hard and screams. And then at the end of this chapter, right, but when Masema's leaving...
all of that.
Yeah. So, and then what happens is then the people go and, like, put the horse out of its misery and start butchering it because you're not going to waste good horse
right
meat.
Now? Here?
Right now, right here, in front of Perrin's people.
What book
and then
am
they
I
just
reading?
leave
I
the
didn't
guy.
Read that.
And they leave the guy because he's dead. Like, the horse broke a leg or whatever. Yeah, it's an entire thing that happens. It's crazy.
I missed all of that.
Yeah, you might have just, like, your eyes skipped over it.
I need to now reread that.
Yeah.
That's wild. I almost don't believe you that happens.
It does.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
How did I miss all of that?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's weird and scrub. Okay. It's like, yeah, you're not going to waste good meat in this economy, I guess.
Well, I mean, like, fair.
I get it, too, but, like, terrible, too. But also, like, yeah.
Okay.
Things get hidden in the writing.
Okay, well, we're about to finish this chapter because once Masema is gone, he has turned, he's left, he's out of earshot, Anura says he believes every word he says.
Yeah.
And Perrin's like, yeah, we know, he's crazy.
Yeah.
But he thinks about asking her straight up about things, like, have you met him secretly?
Yeah.
But he decides against it, especially here and now, like, whatever. So then... we're going to end with the guy who led all the Lancers here.
Yeah, Arganda. You say that like you remember who he is.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah! So remember how I said earlier, like, sometimes you don't know people, but you should know people? This is one of those guys you should know. We've met Arganda.
Arganda, no.
We met him last book. He's Alejandro's first captain of the bodyguard. He's the guy who's, like, always angry because Perrin's not doing enough to help save Alejandra.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, that's the guy.
Okay, well, he comes forward, and Perrin's like, oh, good, he's gonna come talk to Berlane or me or something. But then he realizes he's galloping past them towards a single horseman coming from the east who's riding beside an Aiel shuffling along on snowshoes.
Hooray! It's the information we want.
We certainly hope that, yes.
Yeah.
At this point,
we don't know.
You're not quite sure if it is. Like, you think yes, but
you don't know. You don't know, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll jump into Chapter 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chapter 8 is called Whirlpools of Color.
Yeah. Timestamp.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
I know. That is good. I do like that.
Okay.
I'm into
good.
it.
Yeah.
The rest of it is okay. Also, I was like, ooh, how long is it going to take us for us to find any information out right now?
Yeah.
And we find some information out.
I mean, yeah, it's a bittersweet chapter because we finally have Perrin catching up to Fail and the camp, and then realizing that the task ahead of them is complex, and maybe it's not going to go so well.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Feel like we shouldn't be making such hasty decisions.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to ask you what you think the best course of action is.
Oh,
but
I am not very well equipped to be making these decisions.
Well, I mean, we can...
I lack expertise in any battle strategy.
Listen to the experts, and then we can, make a decision, and we'll go from there.
To be fair, Perrin has commanded more rescues and...
That's true.
Battles than I ever will in my life.
Well, you're young.
Knock
you
on
still
wood.
have time.
But, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So we're going to enter in our parent perspective. Oh, shoot. Aes Sedai chapter symbol. That's important.
Yeah.
Because of the, channeling stuff later.
Exactly.
Okay. Perrin perspective. Continuing from last chapter. Perrin is realizing that he's also tearing after Arganda to get the news from Elias.
Yeah. Now, you are doing the running motion with your arms.
Yeah, we're tearing after him.
It's a galloping, though. Yeah, we're on the horse. And he feels bad about going quickly through the snow because, you don't want to be horse meat.
But he also doesn't feel very badly about just, throwing the Masema note that could get Barrelane murdered in the snow.
Yeah. He's gone, so, it's not important. It's fine. This is much more important.
All right, so we're getting our news from Elias. We're going, and there's a maiden who's with Elias.
She just keeps going because she's reporting to the Wise Ones.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, we reach Elias, and Arganda demands to know if he saw Alejandra and if she's alive, and then Perrin asks about Fail, and Elias is like, okay, guys, we found the Shido.
Yeah. Slow down here.
They're camped around a town about 40 miles from here. They also don't really have any guards or
sentries, lookouts,
because mostly they're just looking for people trying to escape, not looking for people trying to enter,
because no one's gonna do that. So, and nobody's gonna attack them. They're kind of in a comfortable situation right now and a little bit overconfident. It's Savannah, we know, we kind of know that situation, but who's gonna attack this gigantic force.
we know it's huge. It's huge. So because they were able to get a good look, the issue is there are more Aiel than they originally thought. There are at least 9 or 10 Seps with them now, according to the maiden. And counting Guy Shine, it's probably the population of Ebudar or Mayan. And then Perrin's thinking to himself, how many people could there be in Ebudar? He doesn't know. He has no idea what that means.
It's not good, but also he puts a count at about 10,000 warriors.
On the low side?
Which is low because literally all the Aiel can fight if they're attacked. All of them are going to pick up spears. And then Perrin has not even 2,500.
Way more than he has here. That's way more than he has here. That's basically all we need to know.
Yeah, but plus also, Masema has 10 to 12,000. But, Masema is he going to help attack this Shido? What's the plan here? We're going to have to come up with something.
Well, considering this, weird little ploy to try to get Perrin to go the opposite way.
Yeah, probably not going to volunteer his forces to fight the Shido.
Not sure
not
about
hopeful?
that.
Not hopeful?
Not so much.
Okay.
So Perrin does some quick math on the numbers here. And things are not looking good.
Yeah.
So Aram decides to speak up here, and Perrin's like, oh shit, other people followed me.
Right. So literally everyone followed. Everybody's around now.
Everybody's here.
Yeah.
And Aram says, who cares how many there are? When Trollocs came to the Two Rivers, we killed them just the same. The Shido can't be any worse than Trollocs.
And it's like, yeah, man, a lot worse.
And Elias is like, this is going to be different.
Yeah.
We had a plan and trapped the Trollocs. They were coming towards us.
Yeah.
And this is different. We're trying to infiltrate to retrieve prisoners. So...
Well, it's kind of funny, too, because, Elias specifically calls him a tinker. He's like, hey, tinker. And Elias has a history with Aram. So, it's maybe a little bit of a shot.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's a little bit uncomfortable.
Aram doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But then this is where Arganda asks if there's a chance that the Shido would accept a ransom. And the wise ones are like, maybe. Ransom is against Aiel custom, but who knows what the Shido are doing anymore.
Yeah, like they're breaking all the rules. So like maybe they might. Like maybe they'll set a price and maybe we can do that.
But also we can't trust them.
Also that also doesn't help. But don't worry, Barrelane has an offer.
Oh, she's got lots of jewels and gold.
Yeah, the vaults are open for you, Perrin, and your wife. Like, what?
I don't know. I don't really get her.
What's the plan here?
I don't know.
It's all confusing. And then Glenn, who's her, like, captain, is like, hold on. Before we go and do that, it's not going to work. Because we've come across so many people. They've ransacked so many nobles. And this is a country that is, like, totally cool with paying ransoms. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. They're used to it. And nobody has said anything about that. So the chances of that actually happening for us?
Not good.
Not probably going to happen.
Yeah, okay. And then Anora gets on her negotiating high horse and is like, negotiating is the way to go.
Yeah, always better than fighting.
So maybe I have to go in to talk to them.
Yeah.
Probably not wise ones. That won't work. It'll have to be me. Aes Sedai are much better and smarter than everybody.
It's actually really funny because I had to look up the word sacrosanct.
Oh.
Yeah, because I didn't know.
Yeah, I actually don't know either.
Yeah, wise ones are maybe sacrosanct. So basically, wise ones, prior to Dumai's Wells, we know that the relationship wise ones have with any Aiel like clan is that any wise one can walk anywhere and be totally safe.
Yeah.
You could walk into an enemy camp,
and
the wise ones
but since they fought at Dumai's Wells, not anymore.
That might be off the table. So they might not be too valuable to be interfered with anymore. So she kind of has a point, like maybe we shouldn't send our wise ones to go negotiate because who knows what's going to happen. You might not have safe passage in and out of the camp like you used to.
Right. I do still think that the wise ones will do better
than Aes Sedai?
Aes Sedai.
For sure.
100%.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I learned a new word, sort of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. So, Perrin yells out, "No ransom!
Yeah.
I will not be paying these Shido for making Fael suffer."
No way. They're going to pay for it. They don't get paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, I get his point, where it's like it's a bad idea anyways.
Yeah.
But his rationale is also not great.
And then Perrin tells Elias, "I want to see the camp." And he sends Aaron off, like, immediately to find Grady to meet them at the traveling ground, which is where they do their traveling from. Yep. And it's interesting because Perrin is like, I'm a super visual guy.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Like, that's a thing. You want your commanders to get a visual.
Big, long side story. No, it's not that long.
It's the main story that's like, this is the story for the rest of the chapter.
Oh, I was going to say we get a side story about how Perrin knew a guy in the Two Rivers who was blind.
The blind guy.
Who could figure out the blacksmith's puzzle.
Hence the last chapter.
Just by feel.
Yeah.
And Perrin even tried. He tried closing his eyes and doing it. And
that didn't help.
And he couldn't. He had to see where the next move was or something like that. So he's like, I gotta get a look at it to know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the entire concept of this. This is a puzzle. He needs to see all the pieces, figure it out. Maybe we can find a way to rescue Fael.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should just, give up on her and realize we'll see her in the next life, as the wolves suggested.
Yeah, the wolves are like,
many chapters ago.
Don't even worry.
It's cool, man. It's like, don't even worry about it.
No.
Anyways, in this chapter, neat little side note, easy way to make money. Kidnap people and then hold them for ransom.
What are you talking about?
Well,
that's what the Shadow should do?
Exactly, yeah.
Or
Great way to make money.
Or just anybody.
You know what? Anyone can implement this.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the don't do it list.
Oh,
I don't think you should kidnap people even to make money.
It sounds like a pretty efficient and effective way to do it, though.
They'd have to be pretty important, though. People would have to have money and also care.
I mean, I guess so. Okay.
And also...
Fine, ruin the plans.
Don't.
Okay.
Maybe don't. Don't do that.
All right.
So I'm always the voice of reason.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Except when I'm like, hang them.
And I'm like, don't.
Yeah.
Kidnap them. Ransom them.
Oh my God. I feel like that's worse.
Is it?
No. I don't know, but it's the same. Okay.
Okay. There is something happening in this chapter.
What's even
we have
happening?
to go look at the Shido camp.
Okay.
/city.
So Perrin
town.
is done here.
Yeah.
And he's going to head out. Elias follows behind him. And it's a quiet ride back, since this seems like an impossible task ahead of them.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of smells, and Elias isn't smelling exactly hopeful. Like, he smells determined, but not hopeful.
Okay, whatever, I don't care. So, on the walk, Elias catches a sniff of the dark house.
Ah, yes.
That's what I care about.
Right.
Because I have a theory coming up.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so he comments that this is a bigger pack than anything he's ever seen or even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Elias's opinion and knowledge on Darkhounds makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I trust it.
Because wolves.
Because wolves.
Yeah, and wolves hate them and know about them.
But Missouri,
Sure.
suspicious.
Is that the theory?
Well, that she's suspicious. Sure. No. Oh, no.
It's like, I thought we talked about that at the beginning.
No, we're just commenting on
The suspiciousness
the
level
suspiciousness
of
things we're finding in this chapter.
Scale of 1 to 10, where is Missouri on the suspicious list?
Oh, well, what's most suspicious?
10.
Oh, like 4.
Oh.
I don't actually think she's that suspicious.
She just knows too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, why, you know?
How did she come across so many...
Yeah,
pieces?
really, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, okay.
But other than that, I wrote it down. She's on the sus list.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
you know, not as suspicious as, say, Noel.
That other guy on your
Other
list.
guy.
Okay.
There's another guy, too, Aram.
They're all...
Aram's on the suspicious list.
This is the worst list. Okay.
No, it's... Well, yeah.
Okay, what's the point you had to make? Like, wasn't
Oh,
there a... Okay, let's get there. I want to hear that.
My point was, I trust what Elias has to say about Darkhounds.
Yeah.
So, Perrin tells Elias some of what Missouri said, and then Elias tells us a story about how Darkhounds used to be wolves.
Yes, this is actually, again, very important.
I'm sure you have the information for us,
Okay,
because I
yeah.
don't.
They're the souls of wolves that were caught and twisted by the shadow. So kind of like the same way Trollocs are like human stock and animal stock, the Darkhounds are literally twisted souls of wolves, and they're called Shadow Brothers. And he also thinks that might be why the wolves have to be at the last battle, or vice versa. Maybe the Darkhounds were made because wolves will be at the last battle, so they'll have to fight each other. Like, big showdown, which would make a lot of sense why the wolves aren't very happy with Perrin about talking about the last battle.
Yeah.
Because that's not cool.
And Darkhounds.
Yeah, and Darkhound's like, don't talk about him. So he also mentions that 100 wolves could very easily die trying to kill one Darkhound, and it's worse if they fail because the Darkhound can eat the souls of those that aren't quite dead yet, and in a year or so, there'd be a new pack of Darkhounds that never even remembered being wolves.
Okay, ready
Holy
for theory
moly.
time?
Yeah.
Slayer is killing a bunch of wolves.
Yeah?
And now there are a tons of Darkhounds.
Okay. Well, there was Darkhounds
Slayer
before.
/ Esab.
Yeah.
No, but now there's more.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
Elias even says this is more than I've ever even heard of.
I like it.
And
I like it.
very, very recently, we have Slayer just freaking killing wolves for the fun of it.
Yeah.
So now
I like
we
it.
have a reason for the death of all these wolves. It's to use their souls to create new
More
Darkhounds.
Darkhounds. Let's ramp it up.
That's the only thing that makes any sense.
Last battle's coming. Let's do this.
Well, and also, we're using them to hunt something. Or someone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
Yes.
Okay. I like it. That's a good theory.
I saw your face when I said it.
Yeah, you don't even know what you're looking at.
Okay,
That's fine.
but you didn't expect me to say that.
No, I didn't. That was good
Because
though.
you couldn't even get on the break. I was like, do you know what I'm going to say?
No idea.
And you actually didn't.
Never have any idea what you're going to say.
Okay, but...
It's good. No, it's good. I said it.
Okay. Because, why?
Is there
why
any,
are all the wolves dying?
Is there an end game to that? It's just like more
More.
Darkhounds for the last battle.
More.
Okay.
Maybe not for the last battle, but for what they...
For things.
Just for things.
Yeah.
Just let's use them.
We're getting close to the last battle.
Yeah. Well, Trollocs are too easily killed and
True.
defeated.
Well, we haven't seen it for a
now.
while either, too.
We haven't seen Trollocs for a while, so now we're pulling back on the Trollocs, and maybe now we need more Darkhounds that,
Better.
probably,
Okay.
I'm just on a limb here, going out on a limb saying
Yeah.
it's likely Salt in the Ear doesn't kill them.
Well, yeah, no, Masuri was pretty clear about that. It doesn't work.
Probably that doesn't work.
So here's the problem, too. I'm just going to highlight this. So now we have a whole bunch of Darkhounds. Yeah. One way or another. Like, whatever.
Oh, for sure.
We have a lot. It seems like a lot.
But I'm pretty... Like, that just happened in this conversation that I came to this theory.
It's good.
So
I want to point this out, though.
Okay.
So we have lots of Darkhounds. And we have Wolves who are really not fans of Darkhounds. But it also seems like they're almost fated to battle each other at the last battle, or whatever.
Well, okay, like says Elias, but go ahead.
But here's the thing, is that it also seems like Wolves are very ineffective at actually killing Darkhounds. Because he's like, hey, 100 could, like, maybe not even kill one.
Yeah, you know what's more effective at killing Darkhounds?
Balefire.
That's right. People who can channel.
Channelers.
People who can channel are more effective.
Wolves who can channel. Boom.
Oh.
Wolves with freaking laser beams attached to their...
freaking laser beams. Suit them up.
How hard is it to get one laser beam?
You know what? We should go back to Ron's school.
Yeah?
Get one of those steam engine guys.
Run a bunch of Darkhounds over.
Put them
on the
Start
train.
inventing laser beams that shoot balefire.
Where's that balefire fire hose?
Right!
Strap it to one wolf. Have that wolf run around balefiring everything. We're good. Gosh. Nailing this.
That'll do it. It'll get Forsaken.
Yeah.
They won't come back.
You know what?
And who cares about the stupid pattern? It's the last battle.
Everyone in this book series is an idiot compared to us.
We can just rip a bunch of holes in the fabric of the universe. Who even cares?
Who needs the pattern anyways?
It's the last battle.
It's a sucky pattern. We don't want your grandma's pattern.
Brett, I can't believe you would say such a thing.
You know? Okay.
Maybe it's beautiful.
Maybe.
You don't even know. But what I'm saying is that the last battle, does the thread of the universe matter?
Maybe.
Actually, maybe if we wanted to continue, it might matter.
Maybe
I'm just trying to wrap my head around this whole metaphysics of all of this.
That's true. It'll make sense one day.
I doubt it.
No,
honestly,
probably not.
I really, really doubt it.
Yeah.
It'll make sense in the same way that the Eye of the World made sense because...
Totally. Everyone understands that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We all know what happened.
Okay. Anyway. I like my theory.
Yep. Let's continue with Perrin ignoring and avoiding
all of the information.
Everyone. Yeah.
And he's just really super self-absorbed at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't really care about those wolf souls. I care about my soul.
Oh, yeah. Also, because we missed that. Hey, could they eat a man soul?
Say a man who can talk to wolves? And Eliza's like, I know. Maybe we should worry about important things.
I love Elias's response. He's like, I don't know. And then he's like, don't worry too much about that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Of all the things to worry about right now.
It's like, there's a lot of other things that are going to kill you first. Like not eating and not sleeping.
And honestly, if the Darkhounds wanted to kill you and take your soul, like they literally would have. They were here an hour ago.
It's like, totally, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Anyway, okay. So Perrin spends some time ignoring and avoiding people and conversations, and he's just waiting around again.
Friggin' Grady is friggin' napping.
Taking his sweet ass time getting here. And then there's a big description from Elias of where Grady's gonna make this gateway.
And it's important because they gotta get it right? You gotta get it the right spot, otherwise we're gonna like pop into the middle of the Shidow's camp.
Yes.
So he's gotta get to the right place.
Elias explains to Grady once Grady gets there. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there isn't much room for error because he
has to get to like the right hilltop where the maidens are kind of waiting for him.
Which surprises me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Later. And I was like, maybe we should be a little bit more careful than this.
I mean, yeah.
And I thought it was an I told you so moment.
Yeah, but
it's not. We'll get there.
Okay. Anyways, let's open this gateway. Let's go through the gateway.
And like cut down a whole tree? I think we cut down a whole tree with our gateway.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, that happens.
I was more focused on the horse butchering thing.
There's so much description here about opening up this gateway. It is insane. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It goes on
Someone
and on.
Jumps back or something? Like maybe
when I was doing my notes.
Nora maybe?
And listening to the audiobook. And I wrote this thing about like, and he opens a gateway. And then I was waiting for the next thing that happens after the gateway's made.
Yeah.
I got up, got a glass of wine, found some chips, puttered around, came back and we were still talking about making the gateway in the audiobook at 2 times speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like, I was like,
Sometimes,
what is happening? We're still talking about making a gateway.
Sometimes it'd be like that, and, you know, it's just...
Cuts down a whole tree, though.
Gotta go with it.
Amazing. Elias is like, yep, that's the place, and we all jump through.
Grady has gotten slightly stronger in his gateway making ability, or general strength, than he was previously.
And Perrin even thinks to himself, I don't care about that now.
Yeah.
I notice it, but I don't care.
Right. He has to focus. Focus.
Now, we're going to jump through. This is the right place.
Yep.
And a lot of people follow him through.
More than you'd maybe suspect, because there's a whole bunch of stuff about make sure you're at the right place. We don't want to get caught by the shadow.
I thought we were just taking a look. Why are Aram and 2 Rivers men and a Wise One and Galen and Arganda and a bunch of soldiers and Anura?
And like, I understand some of them, but then it's like more and then like more. And it's like, maybe we should...
I thought we were trying to be sneaky.
But we are, but you also need some protection just in case, because you can't send all your captains.
Yeah, right. Like, a couple soldiers are even going to do anything here.
Against the IEL. It's like maybe duck and cover until we can jump back through the gateway, but Jesus. It's not great. No. But I don't know enough about, warfare to criticize it that
Literally
much.
nothing. I know nothing about it.
I know that you should take your armor off.
Oh, yeah. There's a big description about that.
Yep. Shade your telescope, your little looking glass.
Oh my god, you're right. Perrin. There are so many.
Because the light, you wouldn't want that to give it away.
There is so much.
One reflection of the people of... It's like, you're going to get noticed, but also probably not, because there's so many people here that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. So once we're all through, Elias is going to go ahead and give the okay to travel on foot the rest of the way, because being on horseback will stand out way too much.
Yeah. Yeah. They got to go up the crest, up to the top, and then look down, or whatever. That's right. So. Okay,
let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
We'll come on back to finish up this fun perspective. All right, so we're back, and we're with our group, taking their time, sneaking through the brush.
Yep.
And up a ridge.
Yep. Some guys are older and huffing and puffing because they're climbing sort of like a mountainous region-ish.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure. Hilly.
Yeah. Slight incline.
Yeah.
It is difficult. I understand
it's snowy.
That. Yeah.
Got it.
It's not fun.
Then, guess what?
Okay.
2 Aiel abruptly step out in front of Elias, and Perrin can tell they're maidens. And I go, fuck. Just kidding.
Wait.
Just kidding.
Okay.
We're not actually worried.
Yeah.
I was legitimately worried.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. For a moment. I was like, shit. This is it. Oh, no.
It's not it. No, it's not, though.
Just kidding.
It's fine.
Because instantly there's a bunch of bows drawn at them, but it's because the rest of the people here can't tell the difference between all the Aiel.
Yeah.
And Elias right away is like, hey guys,
I
know you, and you should know better than to pop out here.
Well, and we know one of them, it's Sulin. We love Sulin.
Sulin is the one who's, like, basically in charge of Rand.
Used to be.
Okay, used to be.
And then got in a big fight with Nandera.
And then lost the fight. Yeah. Because of honor or something.
Well, technically, she, like, won the fight, but then sort of lost the fight because of honor, but because she beat up Nandera.
Yeah.
But then Nandera's still
Panera Bread, I remember.
Yeah, she's still in charge now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyways, that's Sulin. Yeah.
Okay.
Sulin is the terrible servant woman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Because they're like, take that off. And
you're
she's
like, Sulin.
No.
Yeah. And then finally she was like, the garden's in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. It's great. We like Sulin.
Yes. It's not Shido maidens.
No, it's not.
It's not. That would have been interesting, though.
Yeah, no, it's...
That would have been more interesting here than this.
Why would 2 pop up here?
Well, I don't know.
Unless they're surrounded? I'm just thinking
of the first time we ever met, like, any Aiel.
Yeah.
With Varen and that crew when Perrin was there. And...
Yeah, Syrian, yeah.
It just popped up out of the mountainside, and it's like, that's what Aiel do.
Yeah. He's like, ha, strike me with your lightnings.
Yeah.
Aes Sedai.
Yeah, right.
It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. We've learned much since then.
Yeah.
However, they can just pop up, and who knows how many are still, like, hiding. right?
For sure, yeah.
I thought maybe there were tons.
Maybe. That's a good point.
That would be very interesting.
Anyways,
my version of this book is
none of that
more
happened.
interesting.
None of that happened.
No.
It's our guys.
So Sulin reports that the Shido seem like they're staying in one place for a while now that they're here and in this town, and it seems like good for them.
It's good. Good enough for now. Yeah.
Yeah, and they are still doing some recon on the situation. Gaul and some other maidens are doing another lap of the whole camp.
Yeah. And then we also have some of the Two Rivers guys who are going to go check up on with some of the townspeople who were let go, who were, like, allowed to leave.
Oh, okay.
So we have, like, also a little expedition going that way for some people from the city originally.
Okay.
It's not that important.
No,
it's just
not.
like a little bit extra information.
More information,
yeah.
which we're not going to wait to make any decision about.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not probably. Perrin literally makes a decision anyway. It's fine.
Okay.
Now, the maidens lead them the rest of the way up the crest, and Perrin finally gets his first look at this Shido camp, and it's way bigger than he even could have imagined. The camp spreads out for well over a mile in every direction from the city walls, and Perrin pulls out his little looking glass to see what he can see, and it's thousands of people.
Yeah, it's just a ton.
Yeah.
And the bad news is that Fael is somewhere in here, and he doesn't know where.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then one of the wise ones starts to say, too many. And Perrin is like, well, if you think I'm going to walk away because there's tons of Shido, you're wrong.
Yeah, but wait, that's not why.
No, the wise one's like, no, too many wise ones, Perrin.
Mm-hmm.
Too many wise ones for even 9
or
seps.
10 seps, yeah, it's like too many.
It's all of them.
Yeah, how many? It's all of them. Yay.
All the Shido wise ones are down there. All who can channel.
And it doesn't make sense.
And then Perrin says, inconceivable.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't think that word means what you think it means. But to be fair, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Not
and they
to
have
them.
like a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah,
because
we
says,
know though.
Yeah,
we know why.
It's because Savannah's a greedy butthole and kept all the channelers for herself.
Well,
she...
greedy or kind of smart. Actually kind of saw a trap coming and...
selfish, because
Yeah,
she was
selfish.
defending herself and none of the other Aiel.
Right.
Like, very selfish.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not greedy, but
Yeah.
definitely selfish.
Okay.
Maybe smart in a selfish, self-preservation way.
Yes. That's what I'm
not
going for.
a very good, like, clan chief / wise one action-y.
No,
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah.
Probably because she's not actually one.
I'm pretty sure she said that she is, so...
Oh! Then she is.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this doesn't make sense to Perrin,
Yeah.
of course, because not much does, to
No.
be honest, because he doesn't actually have a good understanding of any of this. And he says, okay, well, like, how many?
Yeah.
How many is all of them?
Yeah. That's a good question.
And then we get a long, sort of drawn out way to say probably between 400 and 500.
More than 400, less than 500.
And then Anora
Aha.
starts to freak out here because we need our daily reminder about the fact that Aes Sedai kind of suck.
Yeah, they don't recruit, and you're wondering why one sept has about 500, or one clan has like 500-ish. It's,
Who can channel. And
that's like half of the Aes Sedai at this
also
point.
the reminder about Aes
Yeah.
Sedai just
Yeah.
thinking that they know everything
Mhm.
and then being so surprised.
It's like, hey, Nora, the White Tower could have that many channels too if you did anything.
Yes.
If you did anything more than nothing.
Yeah. But
Which
just
is what
being
you do.
so sure that they're the best and they know everything, and then whoops, no you don't.
Yeah. So now it's worse, because now we have to fight more than 10,000 Shido, probably, more than 500 channelers, and there's like a whole sea of people.
That ransom is sounding better to me, actually.
Is it?
Like negotiation
Is
and
that really-
ransom? Yes.
Okay. You said you didn't, you don't...
No, not
okay.
Anora. Anora and Masuri shouldn't go negotiate.
No. You said that you're not skilled enough to, like, give your advice on what we should do.
Oh, I'm not.
And now you're like, hey, ransom is the way.
Well, I can still have advice, but it's not necessarily the most skilled.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need the best. I just want to hear yours.
I know.
Okay. So what do? Do we attack the Shido?
I think that would be stupid.
Do we send in an extraction team, which is suggested right away?
Daniel is like, let's just do. We did that with the White Cloaks,
It actually worked pretty well.
and we did it.
Yeah. And then the maidens are pretty snarky, and they're like, "Ha, we couldn't even pull that off, and you're just like a bunch of goats or something." You're just a bunch of
idiots.
Yeah, like what?
And then Perrin thinks about how the 10,000 Shido and the 500 Wise Ones, and then just a Fail, in the middle of a sea of people.
Like, blacksmith puzzle. I must think about this.
Right.
Fit it together.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, what are those windmills?
Oh yeah.
That's the segue.
That's the segue to the windmills.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, that's pretty much what it is in the books, too.
I know.
He's like, oh, man, this is terrible. Hey, what's that over there? It's a bunch of windmills. What are those weird arches
system.
Yeah.
It brings water from a, how do you say, lake?
Yeah. Or other body of water.
That's Sulin, who still can't really say the word lake without, hyperventilating.
I love her questioning, and she's like, I don't understand why they just wouldn't build a city closer to the water.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a side thing. It's like, it looks like it might be super muddy by the lake. Like, you might not want to live right by the lake. But here, you have the view.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then, suddenly, the interesting thing happens. It's the fireworks.
Finally.
We're going to get to the fireworks factory.
Yeah.
Here we are. Suddenly, colors erupt inside Perrin's head. And we see an image in the middle of all the colors of Rand and Nynaeve sitting on the ground facing each other, and Perrin thinks, Rand, I don't have time for you.
Not right now.
Not right now.
No.
So he forces the image out of his head. And it's like, you don't think that this could even potentially, even remotely be an important world event?
Not right now. Perrin, last episode, we talked about how he thought that if the last battle comes while Fail is still captured, he's not showing up.
Right.
He's not going to be there, man.
Going.
He's not going.
Okay.
He's got to... So nothing is more important.
Okay.
Not even the last battle to Perrin right now.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, we get reactions from everybody around here who can feel what's going on.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, the cleansing took place over an extended period of time.
A whole day.
Whole long time.
Yeah.
This is the beginning.
Yeah. I know. We already talked about that.
I know. I just want to point it out. Okay. It's fine. Yeah.
So Grady says, it's madness. Nobody can handle that much Sidene. And then one of the wise ones says, well, same for Saidar. And Anura is like, the only thing this can be is Forsaken, men and women channeling together.
Makes sense. Yep.
And then Perrin's like,
Or the Dark One himself.
Or the Dark One himself.
Yep.
But then Perrin is like, no, it's Rand, and it's his own business. Let's focus on our task right here.
Yeah, not important, guys. It's fine.
And everyone's like, what? Like, maybe we could explain a little bit more.
Well,
maybe we could,
crazy too.
Quell a little bit of anxiety.
So here's the thing. Also, think about the fact that all the channelers can sense what's going on, and Perrin can clearly tell something's happening, and he's like, shut it. It's Rand. It's fine.
Yeah.
How can Perrin even know anything's going on at this point?
Yeah. Well, he could explain anything.
He could, but he chooses not to.
I know. That's literally the problem. Because everyone's just staring at him.
It's okay, guys. I had an explosion of colors in my brain, and it's Rand.
Yeah. Well, he could say,
he could
say I'm Taviran. I have a connection to other Taviran, and I feel it. It's Rand. Don't worry.
He could say that.
He could say anything better than, it's Rand, and it's his business, so he'll take care of it. Now back to Fail.
Shut up. Look. Look at the camp.
Because he just powers through. Everyone's clearly very sidetracked by this situation, though.
Oh, incredibly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Which makes sense. It is a big deal. Friggin' Matt's group was like, let's go back through the Shanshan and get kidnapped again.
Oh, yes, yeah.
No, not doing that.
Not happening.
Okay. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Okay, so Perrin
has a plan.
Ignoring everybody and everything and not taking any time, like even one full
Not even a
minute.
second. Be like, hey, what's going on? What? I know I got a flash of color. What are you experiencing right now?
Something is freaking happening. Anyway.
No time.
No time. Perrin says, hey, Sulin, I need prisoners. If we have prisoners, we can ask questions.
Right. And then she's like, idiot. They're not going to tell you anything. They're going to laugh at you if you try to torture them.
And Anura grabs Perrin's cloak and is like, something is happening. We must know what it is. Grady can take us there. We must know.
Which is interesting because that would be the worst plan, if they went right now to
they
where
would
Randus...
get blasted off by Cadswain.
They would get blasted right in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By Kalendor, by anybody.
Whoever. Anybody who gets them. Yeah.
By anybody.
Olivia's standing there being like, what's up?
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Any one of those people.
But Perrin says, no, I already told you. Our job is down there.
Yeah.
Sulin, let's get prisoners.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I like the idea of cutting off the water supply.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
That's an effective siege.
Okay.
Except that the main problem is that these Shido are very good at just picking up and moving.
Yeah.
And even the idea that they're sitting still. Yeah. Even the idea that they're sitting still for like, what? A couple days?
Yeah.
Like, we don't actually know.
Like it could be like a week,
settled
it could be
than
2
just
weeks.
like
Yeah.
picking up and leaving every day. But still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically the plans that have been summarized to us so far, we've got extraction team, we've got fight them, we've got cut off the water and maybe make them come out.
Move again.
Move?
Really?
Like, yeah.
Like if the water gets cut off, they'll probably just
better?
move again. And then now you're chasing them again.
Yeah. Or ransom. And it's like, what do we do? What do we do? How do we get Fael out of there?
Yeah.
And the others, don't forget.
Right.
But mostly Fael.
What's his name? Agamemnon?
Close.
Guy?
That's from Troy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I think of when I think, I don't even know his name.
Arganda.
Yeah. That guy really wants the Queen of Gilda. Although she's not. She gave up her title. She gave it to Perrin.
Well, I mean, it's like, isn't it the,
Mm-mm.
she's just kicking it up one level to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That means she's not anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, what do we do?
Sulin's like, even if we could get some prisoners, you're not going to find out anything. And Perrin's like, I'll learn more than I know now.
It's like, maybe.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Like,
I don't know.
Are we taking, it sounds like we're taking prisoners.
We're going to take some prisoners.
Let's see what happens.
And maybe they'll matter.
Yeah. And
maybe we can trade prisoners for prisoners.
Worst case scenario, we do what the wolves said.
Just fucking leave.
Forget about her, man. It's over. It's done.
We should probably worry about this Masema situation, honestly.
Yeah, it's been like 2.5 weeks.
Like, yeah, no, I know. We do need to get Fael and all of them out. We do.
Yeah.
But also, they're kind of working on getting themselves out.
That's true.
Maybe we just need to wait for them to do that.
You know what? And she's doing the thing.
Well, we think.
Yeah,
we just don't know how long it takes, because now it's been a long time, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, we made the most of that.
Yeah.
Got some good stuff out of there.
I think so.
I think so, too. And next episode, we're going to be covering just a single chapter, Chapter 9. So that'll be exciting. I hope it's a good one.
Yeah.
So before you go and make a bunch of hasty decisions out of complete desperation, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Well, that's the end of another fun episode. Thanks so much for joining in and listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani and Brett, produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Hannah Green, and Marta Thier. With music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. You can find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, how to get in touch with us, you can visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a really big difference in helping other people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.